to be put in a lot of great things, and thankfully he was put in this. You guys know what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, Adam. My boy Adam right here, Adam Sandler, he's considered like, one of those actors who's just, people really hate him. Like, honestly, I've known people who have hated him. They hated him since, like, probably, like, ever since Little Nicky, and from then on, people have just despised this guy. And I understand some of the hate. I've watched Jack and Jill. I've watched That's My Boy. I've watched Little Nicky. I've watched Just Go With It. I've watched Bedtime Stories. I have watched almost every single one of his movies. And besides Happy Madison, Happy Gilmore, the Water Boy in some parts, The Wedding Singer, and even his dramatic roles too. Punch Drunk Love, I think is probably his best probably dramatic performance. I think in this animated film, this is his absolute best performance. Because while Punch Drunk Love, yeah, he does play an aggravated guy. Here he's actually kind of a comedic guy. He's like one of those people who knows about the characters. Like, hey, this is my character, and even though this is Adam Sandler's Dracula, I'm going to make this the best Adam Sandler Dracula that you have ever seen. And god dang, if I am not saddened that he did not win Best Voice Acting at the Annie Awards. I'm really shocked that he didn't. I mean, Alan Tudyk, yeah, he's a really, really great voice actor. I'm not blaming the guy, because he's done some really amazing things. But wow, Adam did fantastic performance. And God, he deserved an Annie Award, not just a Nickelodeon type of blimp award for his voice acting. I mean, a true, to honest, odd Annie Award. He probably delivered a performance, because at first, I didn't know it was him. His voice is like, just so matched up with the character. He's so into it, that I did not know it was in, because he is talking in that Transylvanian accent, and he has to talk like this throughout the entire movie. And can you, like, imagine, like, having that much of an accent and having to, do that for pretty much about every single recording session that you're actually putting into. And he just does a phenomenal job just doing it. I mean, seriously, all the actors do that. I mean, you have Kevin James playing Frankenstein, even though that is pretty much, even though that is his own voice, he delivers something to the character. As with Steve Buscemi as the Wolfman, CeeLo Green as the Mummy. The Mummy. Well, CeeLo Green. The Mummy. God, I'm losing my voice today. Andy Samberg as the human. Jonathan, who stumbles onto the hotel. Selena Gomez as Dracula's daughter, Mavis. Fran Drescher as Eunice, Frankenstein's wife. I mean, they just do such a phenomenal job voicing these characters that I believe that they're there. I don't believe that those are voice actors performing. I believe that those characters are there, and I'm watching them, and maybe because of, their past relationship with each other, and the fact that they actually got to record their lines together in the booth, which which a lot of animated films don't do that. They normally just have one actor in the room. Here they probably recorded together, like, 3-4 people in a room together, And it really helped because you believe that these people are actually having a conversation with each other. You believe that these are friends, and that's because they are. They are friends in real life. So, I mean, those relationships work because they just make it so genuine. They just make these characters so genuine that you really believe their conversations and what they're talking about. You really do believe that, even though that's Adam Sandler playing Dracula, you don't see Adam Sandler playing Dracula. You see Dracula talking with his daughter. You see that, and it's actually really touching. It's actually really touching to see that. I mean, you hear Andy Samberg and Adam Sandler talking to each other, but no, you don't believe that. You believe that that's Dracula and Jonathan talking to each other, and we can't really have those movies where it actually seems genuine, and this did, and it really helped with that the cast actually knew each other, and the fact that they were able to record, and the fact that they all gave some really awe-inspiring, amazing voice acting performances. I really do say that from my heart. And it's not only one of the best animated comedies in terms of comedies that I've ever seen, but this is probably one of the best comedic films I have ever seen. Like, I know you got that raunchy R comedies out there and stuff like that. I know you got those preteen PG-13 comedies out there. Sometimes I just need to sit down and realize not every comedy needs to be that way. We can just have a nice PG animated comedy that doesn't always need to be about, anything of, what those R-rated comedies lack. And what they lack is really so much visual jokes. A lot of the time, it's self-referential humor and it's verbal humor. And we miss that, visual jokes can also get a laugh as well. And I'm glad that this movie brought that back. I mean, by God, I haven't laughed. When I went to the theater to see this, I laughed so much during this movie. It was one of the greatest theater experiences that I have ever been through. Because everybody was laughing. From kids, there were teenagers sitting in the balcony, and they were laughing real hard back there. And, there were adults laughing as well. I mean, this is a film that is really made for all ages. And what a tribute. What a tribute to Halloween. Honestly. I whip this DVD out every Halloween. And I'm not afraid to admit, I whip this DVD out every Halloween, and I enjoy it. I can watch this film 1,000,000 times, even if it's not on Halloween, and I can still enjoy it. And it just strikes a chord with me, because I think to myself, what works in this movie? What works with the fact that this movie, that no other animated comedy has ever done? Why does this strike a chord with me? I finally know why. It's the atmosphere. It's honest to God, the atmosphere and the music. Genndy must have really cared, because he had a year. From what I could tell, this was in production for about 6 years, but the idea was there for about 10. And Genndy was probably the sixth guy to be brought in on this project. Rewrote the script in 1 month and had another 1.5 years to complete it before it got released. And by God, this strikes a chord with me because of how much Gendy cared. He cared about the characters. He cared about the animation. Most definitely on the animation, because by God, best thing about this movie. I mean, outside of, Adam Sandler's performance. But the truly best thing about this movie, the atmosphere. I can watch this world forever and be totally engulfed in it. Every time I watch this movie, I get a sense of its own atmosphere that I cannot get in even some of the dramatic animated films that come out. And it also helps with the music as well. And I don't know where I can find that music. And I'm not talking about, the pop songs that play and stuff like that. I'm talking about the orchestration that Mark Mothersbaugh made, the instrumentals. Every time, I always had to stay on the end credits because the music plays on that. The music played throughout the whole film. It plays on that. And by God, I cannot find the soundtrack. Someone has to link me to that because the music is amazing. It's really great composed music. And that's what really helps. That's what really separates this movie to make it probably one of my favorite animated films. And I'm not joking on that. I'm really not. This is one of the best ones to come out in so long. Like, I know you got your Pixars, I know you got your DreamWorks, and those are a different category, okay? I'm not going to say that this movie is a freaking masterpiece. I'm not, okay? To me, it's great. It's really great. I think this movie gets a lot of flack because of the cast, because of sometimes cartoony it can get, and trust me, it can get really cartoony. But I really love it for that. I really do love it for that. While Rotten Tomatoes can give this a 45, to me, it's like a 95. Really is. And I was such a geek for this movie when it came out. This is actually my first Blu-ray. I got this along with the Blu-ray player because I wanted the Blu-ray player for this movie actually. And I also got this Mavis bat toy right here. And as you can see, it's really cute. And I was such a geek. I got the video game. And I know my DS was probably gone, but I still have the freaking cover. I love it so much. And this is actually my first art book. This was my first art book. And that's what wanted me to get this, this art book because of this movie. I mean, look, this art book is just, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's like 160 something pages of just nothing but the art of this movie. By God. What else can I say about it? I mean, if you haven't seen it, go see it. And that's why I'm so worried about the sequel, guys. I'm so worried. I'm excited, but I'm worried. On one hand, it could be a total dud. It could be a really, really total, what were you doing? We're just gonna put out a sequel without you caring about it. On the other hand, it could be a lot better than the first one. And I really hold the first one up to a high standard. So, thank you guys for listening to my review of this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, Gendy Tartakovsky, please make this work. JC Industry Critic out. See you guys later. Take care.